Every morning is a chance to reset, to take back control over your mind before the world gets too loud. Because if you don't program your thoughts, the world will do it for you. And the world isn't always kind. That's why what you say to yourself the first few minutes after waking up is more powerful than you think. It sets the emotional tone of your day. It tells your nervous system whether to stay calm or to panic. So what you speak to yourself, you become. Speak wisely. Let's begin this journey with awareness and intention. These first 3 affirmations are not just motivational fluff. They are fundamental reprogramming for your inner world. Let them sink in. Now, I'm in control of my mind. This means I don't let random thoughts or fears run wild inside me. I take ownership. I recognize that while I can't control everything that happens, I can absolutely control how I interpret and respond to it. Shi Heng Yi teaches that discipline begins in the mind. You cannot master your external world if your internal world is in chaos. Most people let their minds drift like a leaf in the wind, carried by every mood, opinion, or fear that passes by. But not you. You anchor your thoughts. You train your mind the same way a warrior sharpens his blade, with focus, consistency, and purpose. So each morning, remind yourself, I choose my thoughts. I do not let my thoughts choose me. I am not my past. We all have mistakes, regrets, versions of ourselves we'd rather forget. But dragging your past into the present is like trying to run with weights tied to your ankles. It slows you down, keeps you small, and tells a story that no longer serves you. This affirmation is about reclaiming your identity. You are not obligated to be who you were last year or even yesterday. You evolve, you learn, you become. If you failed before, that does not mean you are a failure. It means you tried. And those who try grow. So breathe in this truth. Today I am new. Today I move forward. I honor my lessons, but I refuse to be defined by my wounds. I have everything I need to face this day. Often we underestimate our own strength. We wake up already doubting, already anxious, already thinking we're behind or lacking something. But the truth is, everything you need to rise already exists inside you. The resilience, the clarity, the strength, it's all there. You just need to access it. This affirmation is about trust. Trust in yourself. Trust that you are not waiting for permission, for a sign, or for some future version of yourself to appear. You are already enough. So when your mind tells you you're not ready, you respond, maybe I don't feel ready, but I choose to act anyway. Because courage doesn't wait for perfect conditions. Courage shows up now. And here's an important truth. Growth doesn't feel good in the moment. It often feels like fear, doubt, discomfort. That's not failure. That's transformation. These first 3 affirmations, if lived fully, can reshape the way you walk through life. You stop reacting to everything. You stop doubting your path. You start building from within. So tomorrow, morning, or even right now, repeat this out loud, not just as words, but as a contract with yourself. I am in control of my mind. I am not my past. I have everything I need to face this day. Say them slowly. Let them sink deep. The more you say them with intention, the more your subconscious will begin to believe. And once your subconscious believes, your actions follow. Your identity shifts, and that's where real change begins, not with more effort, but with more clarity. You don't owe your presence to everything and everyone. Your energy is sacred, and the way you use it shapes your life. Most people wake up and instantly give their attention away to messages, to news, to noise. But what if, just for once, you began your day by checking in with yourself before checking on the world? Protecting your energy means creating space. It means not answering every call, not explaining yourself to everyone, and not carrying problems that aren't yours. It means understanding that not all battles are yours to fight, especially when peace is more powerful than proving a point. Shi Heng Yi often emphasizes this. When you don't know how to say no, you slowly destroy your ability to say yes to what truly matters. So repeat this. I protect my energy. I do not allow distractions, gossip, or negativity to take root in my mind. I guard my peace as if my life depends on it, because it does. I honor my boundaries. Boundaries are not walls to keep others out. They are bridges to protect your inner balance. Setting limits is not about selfishness, it's about self-respect. Think of a river. It flows freely, but only because it has clear banks. Without boundaries, it becomes a flood, destroying everything in its path. You are the same. Without boundaries, you lose yourself in others, in their demands, their needs, their approval. This affirmation is a reminder that your time, attention, and emotions are limited resources. Not everyone deserves unlimited access to them, and every time you say yes to something that drains you, you say no to something that builds you. Say this with conviction: I honor my boundaries. I do not apologize for protecting my peace, my time, or my energy. My space is sacred, and only those who respect it may enter. I am grounded in the present. Your power is not in the past, which you cannot change. It's not in the future, which hasn't arrived. It's in the now. Being present doesn't mean ignoring the future. It means trusting that you will meet it with strength when it arrives. For now, it's about being here, in this breath, in this step, in this choice. So much anxiety comes from living too far ahead, from rehearsing fears, calculating every outcome, or trying to predict every detail. But life is not meant to be controlled, it's meant to be experienced. Shi Heng Yi teaches that the breath is your anchor. No matter how loud life becomes, if you can return to your breath, you can return to yourself. Say this slowly. I am grounded in this moment. I choose presence over panic. I choose stillness over stress. I am right here, right now, and that is enough. I allow myself to grow beyond my comfort zone. Growth is uncomfortable, and it's supposed to be. That's how you know it's working. Most people stay in loops because they fear discomfort more than they desire change. They avoid new challenges, keep the same habits, and surround themselves with what feels familiar. But comfort is not always peace. Sometimes comfort is the quiet cage that keeps your soul small. This affirmation is about courage, the courage to risk failing, the courage to be seen trying, the courage to leave behind what's safe but stagnant. Shi Heng Yi reminds us that no one becomes wise by staying the same. Wisdom is born from falling, learning, adapting. So today, say this with pride: I am willing to grow. I welcome discomfort. As my teacher, I expand beyond my fears, knowing that my future is always bigger than my past. When you repeat these affirmations every day, you're not just motivating yourself, you are sculpting a mindset. You are building a mental and emotional foundation that can support your goals, your peace, and your future. These statements work best when said out loud, with breath and belief. And as they become your truth, your behavior will begin to change. Not because someone told you to, but because you decided to live differently. Let's recap the 4 affirmations from this section. I protect my energy. I honor my boundaries. I'm grounded in the present. I allow myself to grow beyond my comfort zone. Each one is a seed. Water them daily and watch how your internal garden changes. Watch how your confidence blooms. Watch how your presence deepens. This is one of the most freeing truths you will ever accept. We spend so much energy trying to manage what isn't ours: people's opinions, the future, the past, outcomes, mistakes, judgments. But all of that is weight you were never meant to carry. Control is an illusion, one that causes deep suffering. The more you try to control the uncontrollable, the more powerless you feel. But the moment you accept what's not yours to fix, you reclaim your power over what is. Shi Heng Yi reminds us, peace does not come from fixing the world. It comes from mastering your response to it. Repeat this gently, like a release. I let go of what I cannot control. I give up the need to manage what's beyond me. I choose serenity over struggle. I trust life to unfold as it must, and I trust myself to respond with clarity. I speak to myself with love and respect. The way you speak to yourself becomes the voice of your inner world. It becomes your default tone, the lens through which you see everything. So if your self-talk is harsh, your entire life will feel like a punishment. Too many people say things to themselves they would never say to a friend. I'm not enough. I always mess things up. No one cares what I think. These statements are not just thoughts, they are chains, but you can break them right now, because you are not your past. You are not your mistakes. You are not your worst day. You are the one choosing what comes next, and that starts with how you talk to yourself. Shi Heng Yi often says, "The mind is a garden. What you plant, you will harvest. So choose your seeds wisely." Say this with care. I speak to myself with love. I uplift myself with my words. I forgive myself, guide myself, and encourage myself like someone I truly believe in, because I do. 10. I attract what aligns with my purpose. You're not meant to chase everything. You're meant to align. When your thoughts, habits, and energy match your inner values, the right people, opportunities, and experiences start to appear naturally. That's not magic, that's resonance. It's the result of integrity. You attract what reflects your level of awareness. If you're living in fear, you'll find chaos. If you're living with intention, you'll find clarity. So don't ask, how do I get what I want? Ask, who must I become to receive it? This affirmation is about shifting from force to flow, from pushing to allowing, from seeking approval to embodying your purpose. Repeat this daily. I attract what aligns with my values and vision. I am a magnet for peace, growth, and truth. I trust that what is meant for me will recognize me. I forgive myself for my past. You cannot grow in shame. You cannot rise if you're chained to regret. Self-forgiveness is not forgetting. It's remembering who you are beyond your mistakes. Every person alive has made choices they wish they hadn't. But guilt is not a life sentence. It's a signal, a reminder to return to your integrity. And you do that not by hating yourself, but by choosing to act differently today. Shi Heng Yi teaches that the past is a teacher, not a jailer. You can learn from it, but you don't have to live in it. This affirmation is powerful because it frees you from repeating cycles. Say it with honesty. I forgive myself for my past. I release the shame that no longer serves me. I choose to carry wisdom, not wounds. I deserve a new beginning, and I begin it now. I am enough exactly as I am. This is the root of it all, the beginning of every real transformation. You do not have to earn your worth. You do not have to prove your value. You are enough. Not because of your achievements, your image, or your performance, but because you exist. So many people live in constant striving to be more liked, more accomplished, more accepted. But what if you paused? What if you realized that right now, in this moment, you are already whole? This affirmation brings you home to yourself. Say it clearly with conviction. I am enough. My existence is valuable. I walk with dignity, not because I am perfect, but because I am real, and that is more than enough. Let's review the 5 affirmations from this section. I let go of what I cannot control. I speak to myself with love and respect. I attract what aligns with my purpose. I forgive myself for my past. I am enough, exactly as I am. When you speak these words aloud, you're not pretending, you're practicing. You're forming a new emotional muscle, one that will hold you through challenges and remind you of who you are when the world tries to make you forget. These aren't just affirmations. They are foundations for a resilient mind, for a centered heart, for a life rooted in truth. Let's take a moment to integrate everything. These 12 affirmations are not just nice words to say in the mirror. They're a daily declaration of who you're becoming. Each one is a seed. If you repeat them with presence, they will shape the way you think, feel, and act, but only if you practice. The truth is, your mind is always being programmed, either by your environment or by your intention. Most people let life do the programming. They let the news, social media, negativity, and fear decide their inner state. That's why they feel overwhelmed, disconnected, or powerless. But that's not your path anymore. You've chosen to take your mind back, to reclaim your focus, to build your inner world with care and purpose. When you speak these affirmations each morning, you're not just preparing for the day. You're preparing your entire nervous system to respond from strength. You're reinforcing a state of clarity, presence, and self-respect. This is what Shi Heng Yi means when he says, "You cannot always control your circumstances, but you can always master your inner posture." Let's revisit and internalize all 12 powerful morning affirmations. I am fully present in this moment. I am responsible for my energy. I choose progress over perfection. I trust the process of life. I am grounded, even in uncertainty. I release the need to be liked. I create my reality with my thoughts. I let go of what I cannot control. I speak to myself with love and respect. I attract what aligns with my purpose. I forgive myself for my past. I am enough, exactly as I am. Each one of these is a mental reset, a spiritual realignment, a quiet rebellion against the lies you've believed for too long. They remind you that peace is not passive, it's a choice. That power is not control, it's clarity. And that true growth doesn't come from chasing more, but from returning to your core. Start small. Say these affirmations for 3 days, just 3, and notice how your inner state begins to shift. You may feel resistance. That's normal. It means you're stepping out of old thought loops and into something unfamiliar, but healing. Stay with it. The way you begin your morning determines the rhythm of your entire day, and the rhythm of your days becomes the rhythm of your life. So if you can change your mornings, you can change your destiny. Repeat these truths, not to become someone else, but to remember who you are beneath the noise. You don't need to be more perfect. You just need to be more present, more honest, more aligned. Let this be your new habit. Speak to yourself like someone worth fighting for. Walk into your day like someone with a mission, and show the world what's possible when you choose to. Live awake, because the most powerful force on earth is a human being who has come home to themselves, fully, unapologetically, and with purpose. And that person is you. If this message spoke to you, drop a word in the comments that reflects your favorite affirmation from this video. Subscribe for more powerful insights, only here on Mind's Eye.